I am mad, guys, to the point where I'm walking around this kitchen like, yo, these girls are trying me. I'm kicking chairs. I'm just like, y'all woke me up. I'm waking at least one of y'all up. I'm doing my dishes. I kick a chair. Doing my dishes. I kick another chair. Okay, I'm just like, somebody's waking up. Okay, you. Hey, what's up, what's good? How you doing? How you feeling? Welcome or welcome back. I'm Nikki Hippie. If you're new here, my name is G. Now, I post videos every Friday and random Wednesdays. From now on, okay, from now on, let me explain. I probably haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks, but I haven't filmed a video since end of November, beginning of... Oh wait, no, that's not true because life update. Okay, so before the life update and last story time, I have not filmed a video in a very long time. Okay, you know what? Don't even bother about the timeline. Bottom line, it's life has been a lot. There's a scar on my neck now. I don't know if y'all can see it. Probably. If you watch my life update and the story time that came after that, this is the aftermath. Okay, if you want me to make a video of that, I will. But YouTube kind of found that content shocking. So I'll make it upon request. Today's a story time though. Today it's a story time. But before I get into that, I was busy talking. Okay, I post videos every Friday and random Wednesdays, so you don't see this face. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free and I appreciate it so motherfucking much. Okay, story time. So I know my room, probably from all my videos, make it seem like I've been in the same place for years. No. It's been a new room every year. It's just the exact same layout. This story is about the roommates I had a year ago, okay? Now, I've had questionable experiences and interactions with roommates in my life, but last year, the Lord said, let me try this baby girl, because what was that? What was that? If you've watched my other videos, you probably hear me refer to them as chicken heads and all kinds of things, but you're about to see why, okay? So, oh my gosh, let us start from the very freaking beginning, okay? So I moved in last year, cool, whatever. Have a couple interactions now. In this unit, it's usually 8 people of the same gender. That's how they do it. So I meet this first person. There are 4 main people involved. Actually, let me name them for y'all right now, okay? Right now. We're gonna start with the first one. First girl, we're gonna call her Chicken Head, okay? She can keep the name Chicken Head. Second girl, Chicken Neck. Okay, so it's Chicken Head and Chicken Neck. They live right next to each other. And then Chicken Butt. Actually, I wanna switch because I'm lucky petty. Chicken Neck deserves to be Chicken Butt, okay? So Chicken Head and Chicken Butt live right next to each other. Then there is Drumstick and Chicken Feet, okay? Chicken Head, Chicken Butt, Drumstick, and Chicken Feet. 4 girls I lived with last year, okay? So I moved in last year, everything's cool. It's, you know, the typical, hey, how are you? We move on. Then I meet Chicken Head, right? Now, Chicken Head is the first person I'm talking to consistently. Chicken Head would go out with... Sidebar. This story's gonna be all over the place. Y'all gonna have to keep up. Y'all gonna have to keep up. So, Chicken Head, okay? Chicken Head chooses to identify as a guy. However, got put in this unit because, you know, ID says female, and you can't do anything about that. Like, Chicken Head didn't have any type of, you know, procedure done or anything. ID still said female, so Chicken Head got placed in a female unit, right? Chicken Head didn't like that. Chicken Head told me this. So for the duration of the story, for the rest of the story, I'm going to refer to Chicken Head as he. I didn't like Chicken Head, but that's not the reason why. We're not going to be disrespectful. So Chicken Head is a guy and super short. Chicken Head is probably below my chin. The top of the top of Chicken Head's head probably doesn't touch my chin. Okay, Chicken Head is short. I am, for reference sake, I am 1.64 meters tall. That is not even 5'5". It's barely, it's touching. We're rounding off to 5'5". So Chickenhead is tiny. Chickenhead is this tall. Chickenhead would go out, get drunk, come back, knock on my door, try and come find me, and just talk. Now, I didn't like this because when Chickenhead talks, you know those little passage conversations that could be like a couple minutes long? Chickenhead would make those conversations 2 hours long. Chickenhead liked to talk. Now, I like people, but in the middle of the night, I am literally just walking to the bathroom and then we interact. I am not trying to be standing in that passage for 2-3 hours while you ramble about your drug escapades. So it'd be the middle of the night, I got wine sitting in my room, Netflix is paused, I'm coming from the bathroom, I just put a fresh face mask on. It's time for me, okay? It is me time. The vibes are supposed to be mine. You know, I'd run into Chickenhead, we talk, and the conversations were cool. They were cool. I liked Chickenhead, okay? So at that point, I think Chickenhead and I are cool because we've had multiple conversations. This person has come to my room looking for me to have a conversation. Like, Chickenhead and I were cool. Fast forward, the panoramic hit, okay, the Panasonic, and we all had to evacuate. So that happened in March. Fast forward to June. We come back. Okay, we're back at Thriz. Now I go get my key, I'm signing in, and the guy's just like, okay, so Chickenhead and Chicken Butt are there. Okay, in the 8 people unit, he's like, 2 other people are there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Chicken Butt was cool, and I thought Chickenhead and I were friends. Okay, Chicken Butt and I just had like conversations in passing, like, oh, how are you? Oh, what are you studying? We didn't really like have extensive conversations, but I thought she was a nice hun. So they tell me those 2 people I'm here. I'm just like, all right, cool, that's good, that's vibes, okay? So a couple days go by, it's quiet, people are settling in. We have schoolwork. This is the middle of the academic year. It's literally June. Exams are approaching. Couple days go by, Chicken Feet shows up, okay? I'm trying to place the names in the faces. Chicken Feet shows up, okay? So all of a sudden, Chickenhead and Chicken Feet, they don't know each other. Well, prior to living together, but they get really close, which was cool. They're like talking to each other more. Instead of Chickenhead coming to my room, Chickenhead's going to Chicken Feet's room now, which was fine because Chicken Feet could match the energy. Chicken Feet was down for the conversation. Like, you wanna bump into each other and chill for 12 hours. Chicken Feet was down. I was not. So I was just like, hey, okay, I see it. Go ahead. So eventually it started with Chicken Feet and Chickenhead like randomly sitting, talking in the common areas like the kitchen, whatever. And then eventually Chicken Butt would join in. So it would be like the 3 of them, and I would hear them from my room, and I'm just like, I should probably go interact, you know, just for like social harmony, I guess. But I was busy, okay? It was the middle of the academic year. Your girl had exams, your girl was editing videos. Just life was not like, go waste your time in the kitchen. Life said, stay here and work. So I listened to life. I stayed here and worked. So they would do that often, and it was random. It would be one person cooking, someone else comes out, they sit down, they're talking for hours, and it was fine. It's just I could hear them. The way the rooms are set up, if you're in a common area and you're not using a basic inside voice, I can hear you. And as you can guess, as you heard in some of my past videos, the girls were loud. The girls, they said, what is an inside voice? So I'm still thinking Chickenhead and I are good because like we had multiple conversations, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, okay, we're not like super close, but we're cool. Like, we're cool. So the first time I noticed something was weird was when we were outside the units. We were walking opposite directions. We were gonna like cross paths, and I'm just like, okay, Chickenhead. So I like turned to Chickenhead to greet him, and Chickenhead looks away like real quick, and I'm just like, what? I was just like, that's some real bitch behavior, but okay. So me being low miss overthinker that I am, I'm like, what happened? Like, did I do something? I'm just like, I started like going through a list. I'm just like, I didn't say anything. Definitely. I would remember if I said anything. We don't talk that often. But then I'm just like, do I not do my dishes? I'm just like, I do, but like dishes are not a big enough reason to just on somebody, like. So I am just like, I'm just not able to figure out what I could have done to possibly offend this person I thought was like chill. We conversated before. It was a very strange switch up. So whatever, time goes on, chicken head and chicken feet are now besties, and that's fine with me. Literally, I just live here. Until I noticed it happening more and more with chicken head. Like, I'd walk in and like chicken head will be doing his dishes. I'll be like, hi, and then chicken head will give me a hi. And then like, let's say chicken feet will walk out of her room and then chicken head would just light up, and I'm just like, okay, so someone else moves back in, and this is now Drumstick. So Drumstick moves back in, and at first I'm just like, okay, cool, someone else, like maybe it won't seem as awkward that I'm in my room working if someone else is in their room working too, while people are in the kitchen, you know, vibing. So I'm just like, okay, cool, someone else. Talk to I talk to Drumstick every now and again, like, hey, how are you? When we run into each other, right? One thing about me, I don't like people just randomly for no reason at all. I was just knocking on my door, so I'm not gonna go do the same thing, like, hey, how are you? Like, what if they're doing something important? What if they're doing something weird? Either way, I feel like you should be minding your business. But that's just me. So days, maybe a week goes by, Drumstick has joined the congregation, and school was tight for me last year. Life was tight for me last year. I had back-to-back tests, assignments, just obligation on obligation. And on top of that, yeah, I like people, but I like people for like a couple hours at a time. Then, you know, I want to do me. These girls, however, were different. These girls could spend days on days with each other, just like full on days, like wake up in the morning, wake the next person up, they're just chilling all day, they go to bed 3 a.m. after hanging out all day and just do it over again. And I can't do that, you know. A lot of people can do that. I can't do that. I am not that girl. So I just let them be at some point, because I don't like making people switch languages to accommodate me. There are a handful of languages I know, however, I grew up in Gauteng, and predominantly, let me not say predominantly because this might be false information, but these girls spoke Zulu, right? I've never, I didn't grow up around Zulu people. I am not Zulu, so the Zulu I know comes from generations and a couple of people I've met in my lifetime. So it's nothing serious. And I dreaded the thought of like walking into a conversation and be like, hey, accommodate me, like, that was also something that kept me back. I was just like, yeah, if we're having a conversation and it like grows, cool, but let's say I'd be in the kitchen with chicken feet, right? We're having a conversation. Chicken head walks by. Instead of like, you know, joining the conversation, chicken feet and I are having, chicken head would start a new conversation in a different language, and I was just like they possibly might not have had an issue if I was just like, hey, I know I'm quiet, but I'm not a bitch. I'm just awkward. Let's talk. Just like accommodate me a little bit. And they might have been like, "Aye, bitch, that's cool." They really might have been. I'm gonna give them the benefit of a doubt. They might have been cool, but you know, I just didn't do it. And at some point when I realized that I could have, I felt like it was too late. It was just like, bitch, it's been a month or two. What is with the switch up? So whatever, eventually they become a little squad and whatnot, and I love friendship. That sounds so corny, but I was genuinely the whole time thinking, this is so cute. I wonder how long like you know, like, will they be in each other's lives long? Would they look back at these times? I know I think very strangely, and and think, hey, this is how we met. Like, no. I was just like, I was loving it for them, but I'm good. I was never really too pressed on having, just like inserting myself, you know. Just sometimes things are not for you. Like, it's not by force. It's not by force. So eventually, you know, they start hanging out more, which is fine. But like I said, the main issue was they did not. What is an inside voice? And oh my gosh, chicken head. His voice was just the loudest thing. Chickenhead's voice, you could just hear it. Like, you could no closing of door, no nothing would stop Chickenhead's voice from traveling. Like, so, you know, the more you talk to someone, the more you match their tone. So the rest of them would just be like upping their volume, and eventually people were bringing out speakers and fucking blasting it. I'm just like, it is 2 a.m. It is 2 a.m. I want to sleep. And at first I would just let them do it, because I'm just like, okay, you know, we're in university, we're young, the panoramic sucks, okay, listen to some music. But at 2 a.m. though, I let this go on until one day they woke me out of my sleep. Now, it's not always easy for me to fall asleep, okay? So when someone wakes me up out of my sleep, I'm choosing fights. So I remember being like, nah, these huns have me messed up. These huns have me messed up. I open the door, I march my booty into the kitchen. I'm just like, hey yo, y'all loud. Somebody's trying to sleep here. And they're just like, oh, okay, turn the volume down a little bit. For like 15 minutes, they turn it right back up. I'm just like, okay. They do this another night, probably. And I'm just like, no, because this is a consistent thing. Like, if it's just a one-time thing, okay, that's sucky, but okay, fine. But they did it in the daytime. They did it in the nighttime. They did it while I was sleeping. They did it while I was studying. They did it while I was writing online tests. It's not like I could just go to a library, go to campus. This is a panoramic. My room is my school, it's my library, it's my bed. Like, trust me, if I could have gone somewhere and let them be, I would have, right? But the mere fact that I genuinely could not go anywhere because they would like lock up because of curfew and everything, and they would just still not give a damn about what I was doing. If I needed, you know, the volume down. No, I'm not even asking for dead silence. I just don't be shouting. Why are you shouting? Like, so eventually I was just like, I ain't getting no sleep because of y'all not gonna get no sleep because of me. Like, I switched, flipped, okay? So I'm just like, okay, no, we're all paying the same amount of money to be here, okay? Y'all want a problem, y'all can have a problem. Now, at the time, y'all probably gonna be thinking, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you report them? Let me tell you how this works. So when there's a noise complaint, the most they would do is like send a little text to the group chat like, hey, people are studying, keep it down. You think they gonna listen to that? They didn't. So the way things were going, we had a little agreement, a little arrangement, a little no snitch policy, okay? Because snitching on one person is just gonna make it escalate. Like, okay, you're not supposed to be doing this. Well, you're not supposed to be doing that. So I knew all that would start a back and forth, a whole pettiness thing. Oh, I have to make sure I'm doing everything perfectly to give them nothing on me. And child, that's a lot of work, okay? That's a lot of work. So I was just like, okay, I'm not going to try and snitch because literally all that's gonna do is make it 4 against 1. and have them try to watch me, trying to like snitch on me, try to catch me slipping. And I was just like, I don't want that drama. But yo, I'm not gonna go down peacefully. So I put on my little Karen hat and I said, every single time y'all want smoke, y'all can get it, okay? Every single time they were being loud. I'm talking 4 or 5 times a day. I'd come out and be like, you keep down, you're being loud. I can hear you. Like, I just, from you, they were not hearing from me. I was leaving them alone until they decided to wake the girl. Yo, I crashed through the whole set with my little baggage. Anyway, everything, I was on their ass. I was just like, I couldn't do anything else. What am I going to do? Blast music from my room? So I said, okay. And I said, Karen, 3-4 times, to the point where I would open my bedroom door and I'd hear them quiet down. I said, but you think this lost it? But so I became that hun. I said, y'all not gonna make me feel trapped where I'm sleeping. No ma'am, no sir. So in response to this, these girls got worse. No surprise there. No, I expected it. I expected it. I just said I'm choosing violence. I don't care. So they get worse. They get louder. They start inviting people over, which you're not allowed to do during this panoramic. People who don't live in here, even if we're in the same residence, they can't be in here. So these girls start having pretty much parties, okay? I could, just forever, and that's the thing. It's not like, okay, but you know, it's getting late, I'ma go. No, what are manners? They had none. I'd be working, I'd be studying. I am a law student. Reading is what I have to. Do you think these girls give a damn? No. I'm gonna try and find some, I think I recorded some videos in my room with the door closed, and you can still hear how loud it is through a phone camera. Imagine how that sounds in person. I'm gonna try and find those videos. But it was a constant thing, a daily thing, to the point where I started avoiding them. To the point where I'd like be about to step out of my room, hear another door open and be like, that's how much I just could not stand them. Because on top of being shitty, they started shading me on some petty girl bullshit. I'd walk into a room, greet them, and it would just be, you know when you walk into a room of people who were just talking about you, that was the vibe. So I was living in hostility just because I wanted to sleep and I wanted to like write tests and study in peace. I'm not saying 24/7 must be silent, but damn, 2 a.m. on a Wednesday morning, why are you not asleep? Are you? So, you know, it's fine. Academic year is going, I'm drowning, I am also freaking battling my mental health just because the panoramic, okay? And then just living with people with no regard for anything. You could be having a trash day, they said we're turning up. You could have failed a test, they said we're turning up. You could be writing an exam, they said we're turning up. And I'm just like, I'm not understanding. I'm not okay with it, to the point where I even gave up trying to talk to them. I would just go about my business, but I would open the door to go to the bathroom and I could hear somebody like shh. So I'm just like, oh, so you know. And then I'd hear someone else being like, fuck that shit. I'm just like, and this went on for months. It went on for months. I don't like using the word hate. That's something you will rarely hear me use. But I hated those girls because it's not like I could just leave. It's not like I could just go home. This was where I slept. This was where I worked. This was where I spent all my time. And I got no peace, bro. No peace. Like, you could only be chill for so long. And I tried it. I let it go. Until that one night they woke me out my sleep. So Fast forward a couple of months, okay? It's tense, but I'm talking to them every once in a while. I'm making a point to conversate with these girls because at the end of the day, I still live with them. So we'd have conversations, but then still no regard. Just, yeah, we know she's a real person who's, tired or stressed, but, why should she have any type of peace? They basically said that. So they're still throwing their parties, they're doing this, they're doing that, and they're occupying the common areas. They're occupying the kitchens, the corridors. They're just in the shits, to the point where I am just like trying to listen to like hear when someone's like not at the stove so I can freaking cook. Because guys, I am typically an anxious person, so with that comes with social awkwardness. Like so imagine someone who's she doesn't want conflict. She'll do it if she has to, but she doesn't want conflict. Okay, she just wants vibes. I just want good chill vibes. And they made it hard. They made it so hard. And I'm just like, can you keep it down? And they're like, no. I'm just like, okay, can I cook my food? And they're like, no. I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie. There were so many days I woke up and I'm just like, I want to start a fight. I want to be terrible. I want to make you feel as bad as you made me feel, okay? To the point where one of the times they woke me up at like 3-ish a.m. or something. I remember probably fighting to go back to sleep, and by 7 I was just like, screw it. I get up to start doing my dishes, and I am mad, guys, to the point where I'm walking around this kitchen like, yo, these girls are trying me. I'm kicking chairs. I'm just like, y'all woke me up. I'm waking at least one of y'all up. I'm doing my dishes. I kick a chair. Doing my dishes. I kick another chair. Okay, I'm just like, somebody's waking up. Okay, you mess with my sleep. Y'all not gonna get no sleep because of me. Like, I was so frustrated. Okay, topped with the passive aggressiveness that is my gender. I was upset too often. So fast forward to maybe a month before we go home. Chicken butt decides she has an issue with the bathroom, right? The shower. So she's like sending messages on the group chat like, hey, when you guys shower, just like mop the floor or whatever. So there was this one night, I sometimes do this thing where I do 2 face masks. First it's a bentonite clay mask, and then it's an exfoliating mask, like back to back. So your girl is like washing face masks off in the sink and whatnot. I'm just gonna go back to my room, moisturize my face, come back and like mop the droplets, because it's literally face masks in the sink. About a minute after I close the door to my room, I'm like about to moisturize. On my door, just like and I'm like, who's knocking? This was the middle of the night. They were also like being loud and congregating as usual. And I'm just like, I opened the door. Old girl was just like, she's also shorter than me. She's not as short as Chicken Head, but she's like this tall. Standing outside my door like, the floor is wet, right? I'm just like, are you serious? Are you serious? Some water on the floor has you at my door with this attitude. I'm just like, I'm looking at her, I'm just like, yeah, I was going back. And then she's like, okay, and I close the door because I'm just like, how dare you? First of all, how dare you? Over some water on the floor. After this whole year, you think... So, because I'm petty and I didn't like her tone, I still hear them like in the corridor, and I'm just like, I'm not going out there. I'm not going, come get me. So I was still like gonna go mop the floor because I'm a decent human being, but I was just gonna wait till she ain't see me do it, because I'm not gonna give girl satisfaction. So I guess by doing that, because they stayed in the corridor for another 20-30 minutes, and I guess she didn't see me come out, so I guess she assumed that I never did it, but I did do it. And from that point, we never spoke to each other again. Like, Bagel Girl is hilarious, okay? But we literally never spoke to each other again. To this day, have not said a word. Like, we talked before. We were cool. But because I guess she was in her feelings about me asking them to keep it down, I leave a little water on the floor and she's like, I hated it there. Like, I hated it there. And then from that point, I was just like, they have no regard for me. Why am I still trying to appease them? If anything, I should be worse on purpose. Okay, I should be worse on purpose. So from that point, I stopped talking to all of them. I'm just like, I don't even like y'all. Like, I'm leaving in a couple weeks. I'm leaving in a couple weeks. I'm not scared. We don't like each other. Okay, I am going to stop being decent because y'all never were decent in the first place. So that was that. The next couple weeks went by. I avoided the shite out of those girls. They were weird, man. Like, to the point where I don't know if this is normal, but they got so attached to each other that they'd be like knocking on bathroom, like toilet stalls, like, hey, girl, you in there? Like, you cannot wait for your friend to pull up her pants before. Maybe this is normal for other people, but it's not normal for me. You really cannot wait for a flush before you. Guys, they were weird and a lot, and they just lived in the kitchen. They'd be doing hair in the kitchen. Maybe at your mother's house, but this is not your mother's house. It was just, at some point you just get annoyed of like people. Even if it's the littlest thing, at some point it just builds up to, you just want them gone, okay? They were running up and down through the halls at like 3 a.m. screaming and chasing each other. I'm just like, y'all are grown. Why are you running through the halls, laughing, screaming and chasing each other at this hour, bro? A.m. And you just hear them big old feet just like, I swear they felt like they just rented a little house and were just living there. I did not see these people work. But I saw one of them who was supposed to be graduated like just back here. So clearly they didn't work. That's funny because I am not in the same place I was last year. So I was rushing into Res to get something and leave really quickly this year. And me from a distance, I see someone really short with like masculine energy. I'm just like, no, it's probably just a short first year. It's none of my business. There's no way. I get closer. I'm just like, this is chicken head. There is no way we're in the same unit again. There's no way. This is the worst one. I don't want to live with a chicken head. Like, as I'm getting closer, the thought is getting louder. I'm just like, no. And then I look up and I realize I was at the wrong building. So I make a U-turn and I hear chicken head from the back on some, are you lost? I'm just like, I know this nigga not talking to me. You're not talking to me. There's no way. You must have picked up your phone, called someone, and said that in a matter of 2 seconds because there is no way you're talking to me. These girls might as well not exist because after last year, when I would do anything not to live with them again. I've had messed up experiences. I've had someone try and film me and my friends trying to get me in trouble before, like in one of these places. But I thought about that girl like I miss living with her in comparison. Like, why can't things just be peaceful? Our story time was all over the place. It was definitely all over the place. But yes, this is why I always called them chicken heads, because they were just disrespectful and just did not give a damn about people's, I guess. Oh, one more thing. So another girl came. She came back around the end of the year also. She would complain to them. She even reported them. Nothing happened. Just a little message in the group chat like, can you guys keep it down? Like I knew what happened. And I'm living with the other girl again this year. that was just a random occurrence. Like we didn't know. We just like had ran into each other in the kitchen and it was like the whole Spider-Man meme, like, hey, we used to live together. They sucked, didn't they? Yeah, this is cool. And then we moved on. That's how I like it. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, guys, this past few months have been a lot. If you want the story of the scar, let me know. Like I said, I'll make it only on request. Okay, I plan to be back for real this time. Things are still a lot, but you know, we move. Okay, we move. You want to see this face, and I want to give it to you. I sound stupid. Anyway, I want to make videos is what I'm saying. I'm gonna try my best to be more consistent until the girl is back on a normal schedule. So look out for me Wednesdays and Fridays. Turn your notifications on, okay? Social media in the description box. I hope you're good. I hope you're blessed. I hope you slept beautifully. If no one has told you today, I love you. Okay, bye.